Welcome to Dungeon Master, the sequel to Dungeon Keeper, Dungeon Master, and Dungeon Explorer, which is actually no vehicle, the Dungeon Master Explorer, which is what we're riding in right now, and it is taking us through Dungeon Keeper, which we have seen from the previous level as a total damnation to what is compared now as the release of the Vulgate has crumpled the people's memories in half between theirs and the folklore of searching for treasure and building perpetual energy machines to help you do it. And if this doesn't turn into a gold mine, and look how fast everything is going now. It's like in hyperspace. It's like we've come recklessly to the wandering path of Dungeon Keeper, strategically marking out its invisibility of a ranking so below of where we can take the earthen swamplands and bring them to a mire of a Yorkish kind of plain. Existence is throughout the meaning of creation, which is, without a journey, a simple look at what could be perspectivized in multiple fragments. Because you would have to discard after a memory becomes like someone else's, which can no longer be distinguished as individual memory. Even a photograph or a movie is forced to change. But this movie that I'm making right now, Dungeon Master 32, Side B, will never disintegrate before your eyes. Never will it be that it will be taken off the internet for no reason that Wizards of the Coast totally got our back. Well, Jack, that's true, because we've been Wizards of the Coast ourselves sometimes, but if you journey with me, I will show you things within the next few minutes that you've probably wanted to see for a long time. It's probably been years of gaming that you've seen things as amazing as this, and if you're hearing amazing things, well, that's KMSA 91.3. Now, if we have a deal with KMSA 91.3 to use their music in the background, does that mean that their free radio works for all YouTubers, or that we made an agreement with them, or both? And all musicians that use their music already make an agreement with them? As an underwriter, I'm not sure. That I just claim to know that this soundtrack that sounds very difficult to retrieve, which, as we know, this soundtrack was very difficult to retrieve. And these imageries, they had sound of their own that would have been so Alice in Wonderland shocking. And I love me some musicals, but this type of a rockumentary musical that we're doing now is getting really trippy from the vibes I'm getting from the screen flashes up here. Because if you go right into the game, you'll see these gadgets and gizmos fighting the master, and everything's going amok, and you're just not sure which screen is your screen, and you don't know which screen to go down next. But if I had your attention on the right side of the screen, it's now moving towards a little bit towards the right and left, like it's covering that quadrant to the right, and then there's suddenly these guys shooting it. You have to do all turns as fast as you can, and it's faster than Intolerance by D.W. Griffith. It's going on forever too, like D.W. Griffith. But what, O Overlord, have we besieged? In the name of the realm of the earth, there be so on upon detail of where we cannot go on. And so they lightning battled and zapped the Fragonians off of their property, because if a Fragonian What? Oh, they really meshed him into a pulp with their Ghostbuster lasers. Hey, what's she doing over there? I'm gonna catch her up to what's going on by throwing her a blacksmith. Yes. Now, if I can get this over here. Oh, I almost missed the cave. Oh, the cave. Oh, it's around here somewhere. I'm throwing little snowballs at things and they don't even bounce. Well, that one bounced. Kind of triple item. Hang on, put it in that wastebasket. You just did. Okay. Where are we, man? Hey, I get to control this game from now on, and I'm going fast. Bet you guys can't catch up with my next few moves. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this move, this move. I bet you did not do that. Whoa, I'm going fast. You guys can't keep up with me. I'm the freaking fastest mover. You know the end of this game is coming. And everybody's shivering with blind at home going, Dungeon Keeper has an ending? I just started playing it, and I play 80 hours a week, and there aren't even 80 hours in a week, and I don't know how I played it. Well, there's 80 hours in a week. Oh, shit. Well, where my money is, my mouth is. I've been playing 80 hours a week, and I finally got to this, like, 6th week of 80 hours, which is 480 hours, and that wasn't even enough to beat this 500-hour game, but some games take 100 hours, and I was scoping out the 100-hour games. We've seen some 100-hour games on Dungeon Mastery, if we all remember back to the day. And these are the apocalyptic papers of the end of Oblivion. Everybody gets to the end of Oblivion at this point in the book, and I just think we should cheer it on that book's being written and Dungeon Master's going on, and all these beautiful artworks are being freelanced and communicated through studio distribution, and I just think it's cool that Wizards of the Coast still support us, so we can be funny now though and say, is that guy like really a ballerina? Because this looks like a ballet underwater. And why is everybody floating to the top, and where are they walking on the wall? Well, it's come back to me, Dungeon Master, to tell you what I have to tell you in conclusion about this level before the game tormentedly drives us all to a stopping point. And that is the end of this game cometh so soon that I don't know how to hold on to myself. That these are the final few images of these so critical moments of importance to the gaming history of what Dungeon Keeper, the full game, has brought us here. And if he keeps styling that light, I'm gonna miss him most of all, because this is such a dreadful moment to laugh. This is humorless. It's the last time I'll ever see constructivism go this way. The iconography of industrialization and agriculture mixed in harmony as all the Japanese apocalypse is about. And I just cannot but frail that the hand is a mystery towards the cross, don't you think? But is it a plus sign or a minus sign? That fourth he gained at solution, the keep of the nimble in the triumph of overlords. And then the hexagon will bring wisdom to the weak, and it looks like the game's over, and we've conquered it, and I guess that was it. So, Dungeon Master, we'll take you to only a moment to this next level, and it's only a moment because we say goodbye to the previous game. As we learn there are more games that can get us through the keep. Let us not take style too deep. Let us not within walkways channel back in fiendish plays. Do you not remember when the emptiness was given in? And emptiness is given in before things are living, and given has been delivered unto thee. So Dungeon Master chooses to play a gamer's tryst, another match, another game. That Dungeon Keeper 2 even came up as insidious It's as rotten as the fact that we had to play part 2 of Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master back in the day. And that Dungeon Master even came up on the recall under the last game's paused sections, which was so brutal that they almost cut through my screen as the only pictures that will ever show on the screen again are Dungeon Master 32, which has been an intense game, but apparently not intense enough because we're going to the next level. We got our KMSA. Yeah, we're going into the next level. Yeah, we are. We're coming on, yeah. All right, well, I'm over here. I'm building this place. I don't know where Dungeon Master went, but I'm the warrior, and I got to keep this thing together. And if the cleric became a thief or whatever isn't true, it's just he became a different kind of wizard. Now, when you're a wizard, you can be a wizard thief, like this guy over here that keeps trying to break my architectural structure just by blowing it up and stuff. And I don't really want him to blow it up, so I kind of make it in all directions in case he does. And then he does me a favor by digging the gully, though, because without him, I don't think I'd make it out here in these mountains, and we wouldn't really play as hard as we could. And I don't know, sometimes I like just building dungeons as much as I live in them. So I live in dungeons, but I like building them anyway, you know. It's one of my favorite hangouts, and yeah, we live in dungeons, we build dungeons, yeah. We're glad to build a dungeon, you know. If we have to recurrently call back that this is just sentimentally done as a whole, then watch out, because we've got a lot more at stake, and we could drag this thing clear over here and really have our world play through. Now this is ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And if we hit play, then and we see the sign there fade. Okay, so now we're still playing the game. We must have saved it somewhere. Dungeon Master is showing a recap of what just happened in Dungeon Keeper that you may not have recognized as how fast you have to go and the strategy you have to know to defeat a game like this is not possible. But what the computer has done is filmed a game that some gamer has gone through and is taking the Dungeon Masterers through the Dungeon Keeper game. And if the Dungeon Keeper game is approved by the Wizards of the Coast, then we're in life then, because all we have to do is hope no one read the Japanese version of Jigoku, or hell, which is not what hell means, or Jigoku means. But I thought I'd say that they were once associated together in a film almost as strange as this. Dungeon Master, however, really prefers the way they build elevators and does not want to reveal the ending of this game. However, as 5 minutes had to come, some would want to see what happens at the end of Dungeon Keeper. Let's see what the warrior would say. Well, I don't want to see the end of Dungeon Keeper 2, because if we saw the end of Dungeon Keeper 2, then we'd already think we were ready for part 3, and then we'd have to go back and put the extra part 3 on. I know we'd got to be out of film, because, gosh, we got a limited amount of film these days, man. You can't expect me to throw this all together. I mean, what am I doing? Just switching channels on what Dungeon Keeper I'm supposed to see? And who gave you the right to film Dungeon Keeper anyway? Is it because it's without sound this time? And the sound design is perfect, except for one thing. We don't have a choice but to play the best soundtrack on Earth, because KMSA is the best station on Earth. And now we've got to promote it like that, because everyone knows that we've got the best music, and the pictures are going gargoyle wild, that this key in front of it can go down, and this guy's getting hammered like Albert Einstein. Director's cut. I knew this was a movie. Let's do this. All right, you guys. I see your plan to be an evil warlord overthrow of the kingdom that would lead to a distraction before a while was slid into the longer maybe do category, and everything refrained in peace and harmony, and was a checkerboard of where we had to follow to find our own rug back after a sake treatment in a bomb shelter. But you never know where you're going when you flip the isocubes onto the vacuum cleaner, that is to slide across the hall, leaving ice everywhere. That the picture is somewhat up here, I had gathered, was Dungeon Master's favorite fasting to do while he's conquering an arbitrary point of Dungeon Keeper 2. That we have been shielded by walls not to go any further on the timeline doesn't stop the fact that the timeline is still moving, and that the timeline has farther to go, for the ending of Dungeon Keeper 2 can't be this simple. And if this is simple, I'm not sure what a video game is anymore, and how much knowledge you have to play one to keep one going this fast at such sharp a strategy. That this sharp of a strategy is too much for anyone to remember except me, Dungeon Master. I remember all of it. See, this is the Swiss God, and this is the Overlord, and this is the thing I used to put on my nipple, and this is where I used to sit, and this is where I used to shit, and this is where I used to throw snowballs, and I'm sorry for cussing, but this is where I used to bathe, and this is where I used to shave, and everywhere I go, I'm dodging missiles, and that's okay, because I go over here to my Tenochtitlan iron maze of pyramids, and just, I build constructions after that. I go on and I build constructions. So what more do you want from me? They're not the constructions everybody wants. Yes, I know, but they're constructions a lot of people want. And since a lot of people want these constructions, why don't I build them? Hell, I'll destroy some of them just to build them, and I'll build them bigger. I'll destroy the little ones to build big ones. I'll build big ones over little ones. And if you don't trust me to build ones over little ones, I'll build the little ones into the big ones. That way we can all get a fresh air. And that is how it's done, son. You gotta love it. To love it or leave it. Love me or leave me, man. I mean, that's the choice. Look at those guys going down that hallway, slamming each other. Oh, this is a debacle, disaster. Whoa! I don't even know we set this place up to be a cool city and everybody's fighting. Whoa. Can't we all just get along? Alright, we're gonna hope this gets through, because we're about to yell cut because something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. He's telling me I got to beware. Say stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going around. Oh, if I could remind you of one thing. This tape B of side B of Dungeon Master 32, was brought to you by the Wizards of the Coast, KMSA 91.3, CMU's radio alternative of choice. And it was brought to you by any other program that supports Dungeon Master, such as our friends back at the University of Southern California and California Institute of the Arts, that has so provided us with a dreamy piece on making more Dungeon Master. And don't worry, 3 is coming. Or should I say, 33 is coming.